question. Try to do this yourself first. I hope all of you have gone through the chapters I had asked you to go through. So just do this one. Hey, just give me a minute here. I think I have opened the wrong one. We've already done this one. Give me a minute. Okay, let's start. That is some that we had already discussed those questions. This is the first one. Give it a try. Okay, not so much time, huh? You cannot take so much time to solve this question. This is very simple. Anyone? Came as a 1 mark question at this year's IIT. So let's give it a try. So it says that an Indian company borrowed $300 from foreign bank at the beginning of the year. So it borrowed $300 and it agreed to pay an interest rate of 12% per annum. The exchange rate was 70. Assuming zero inflation, real cost of borrowing will be zero if the exchange rate is. So it says that it has to be repaid in dollars. So it borrowed 300. So how much it will repay? 300 into 0.12 plus 300. ये रहा interest. और ये रहा actual principal amount. माने it will repay $336. It will repay $336. Now it wants that there should be no cost of borrowing. माने एक तरीके से उसको ये चाहिए कि रुपीस के टर्म्स में, बिकॉज दिस इज एन इंडियन कंपनी, रुपीस के टर्म्स में वॉट एवर मनी इट हैज बोरोड इट शुड बी द सेम. समझ रहे हो बात को? इट शुड बी द सेम. तो कैसे सेम हो सकता है? अगर ये $300 को जब हम रुपीस में कन्वर्ट करें, व्हेन वी कन्वर्ट दिस इन रुपीस एंड व्हेन वी कन्वर्ट दिस इन रुपीस, it should be the same. That's it. So $300 in terms of rupees will be what, beta? 300 into the exchange rate is 70. And 336 in terms of rupees will be what? 336 into whatever the exchange rate is. हो गया. Just find this exchange rate now. You will be able to do it. Just find the exchange rate now. Tell me what the answer you are getting. What is the answer you're getting? So exchange rate will be 21000 divided by 336. Okay, good. 62.5. हो गया बस. That's the answer. 62 to 63 is correct. That's the answer to this question. 62.5. Absolutely, all of you are right. So don't worry too much. This was a very simple question with very simple words. कुछ भी नहीं करना था. Zero cost means I want to repay the same in terms of rupees. तो जितना मैंने borrow किया, I want to repay exactly that amount. Okay, go ahead. Give me the answer to next question. MSQ question, 2 marks. Answer all that apply. This is based on what we have recently covered, Mundell-Fleming model, all 12 cases. Give it a try. Go option wise. What do you think? What will happen to the first option? Anyone? Okay. Okay, let's see. Fiscal contraction will lead to balance of payment deficit in short run if slope of LM curve is greater than slope of BP curve. सब कुछ बाद में, पहले मुझे बताओ what happened with the BP curve. First of all, it is talking about imperfect capital mobility. It means that I am taking an upward sloping BP curve. Can you tell me quickly what were the points above BP curve? What were they representing, beta? Points above BP curve? BP greater than 0 or less than 0? Good. BP greater than 0. And points below BP curve? BP less than 0. Right? ठीक है, okay, okay. Now let's look at the first statement. Fiscal contraction will lead to balance of payment deficit. So I am drawing two kind of curves. One will be BP vertical, steeper, and the other will be BP flatter. This is my IS curve. This is flat LM curve, and this is steep LM curve. तो यहाँ पे slope of LM greater than slope of BP, slope of BP greater than slope of LM. We agree? Because ये steep है यहाँ पे, इसका slope ज्यादा है, ये यहाँ पे steep है, इसका slope ज्यादा है. Now there is fiscal contraction. ठीक है, contraction में IS curve को backward shift कर दो. बस stop here. You don't have to go forward. हाँ, you have to stop here. ना बेटा, imperfect capital mobility does not mean this. It is just saying imperfect capital mobility, right? So imperfect capital mobility will lie between perfect capital mobility and no capital mobility. Imperfect तो दोनों ही हो सकते हैं ना. Imperfect can be when it is close to perfect capital mobility, which means capital is only mobile, not perfectly mobile, या capital is close to not being mobile but not perfectly immobile. तो ये दोनों ही cases, these are imperfect capital mobility, right? This is, remember, this is horizontal, this is vertical. तो दोनों ही upward वालों को generally they can just say that they are imperfectly mobile. Whether it is close to this or this depends on slope of BP curve. Okay, stop here. Now what has happened? Here you are reaching point A, right? Here, not A. Here you are reaching point when my IS curve is shifting backward, so IS and LM is meeting here, point A. And when IS is shifting backward here, so IS and LM is meeting here, point A. So here point A is above BP curve. That means surplus. And here point A is below BP curve deficit. This is what it is asking. इतना ही करना है इसमें. You just need to stop here. You don't have to do the entire Mundale-Fleming case here. वो पूरा नहीं करना है. You just need to tell whether it is surplus or deficit. That is it. Right? So now based on this, can we go ahead and can we just go ahead and look at these statements? Fiscal contraction will lead to balance of payment deficit if slope of LM is more than slope of BP. Slope of LM more than slope of BP deficit. Correct statement. True. Fiscal contraction will lead to deficit if slope of LM is less than slope of BP. ये तो A का opposite है, so it will be false automatically. Monetary expansion leads to balance of payment surplus irrespective of slope. This is incorrect. This should also depend on slope. जैसे fiscal slope पे depend करता है, तो monetary भी slope पे depend करेगा. So false. Look at the last one. Monetary expansion leads to balance of payment deficit irrespective of slope of LM curve and balance of payment curve. So now, let's look at monetary expansion. Let me just show you that also. This is BP, steep. I will just prove point C also actually. And this is BP, flat. This is my IS curve. and this is my LM curve. Steep, LM, flat. तो यहां हो गया slope of BP more than slope of LM, slope of LM more than slope of BP. Now there is monetary expansion, which means LM is shifting to right. And you're reaching point like A here, point like A here. Both times, point A is below the BP curve. Below the BP curve. Point A is below the BP curve. In both the cases, right? So it means that in both cases, it is going to lead to deficit. Right? Because it is below the BP curve. So this is true and this is false. That's the analysis of this question. If there is any doubt, please ask me. Any doubt, anyone? You need to look below and above the BP curve. ये देखना है कि क्या हम BP के नीचे हैं या ऊपर हैं जब हम IS या LM को शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं. And what is very important here is that whether LM is steeper or flatter as compared to the BP curve. Is this clear? Can I move on to the next question? Okay. Do this one. This is MCQ question, but 2 marks. Do very carefully, it has negative marking. Give it a try. Go back to the concept of Phillips curve. सोचो एक बारी कैसे करोगे इसे. Go statement by statement. Can you tell me if the first statement is correct or not? This one. All of you are correct. Absolutely. Yes, sahi statement hai. Kyun? Because if I put theta as 0, I will get pi et is equal to 1 minus 0 pi bar plus 0 pi t minus 1. So I will just get pi bar. Mane I am getting constant inflation. Absolutely, this is correct. Statement number 2. What about statement number 2? Pi theta is equal to 1. So just plug 1 here, beta. क्या आ जाएगा? Just plug 1 here. You will get pi et. 1 minus 1 will be 0. Is equal to theta की जगह I will get 1 into pi t minus 1. That means your expected inflation is equal to last year's inflation. इस ईयर का एक्सपेक्टेड इन्फ्लेशन लास्ट ईयर के इन्फ्लेशन के इक्वल है. सो दिस इज करेक्ट. दिस इज ट्रू. दिस इज करेक्ट. What about statement 3? Statement 3. This is the most tricky one. Statement 3. This is what is confusing. Statement 3 is incorrect. But the original Phillips curve has no role of expectations. Isn't it? Only modified or augmented Phillips curve had role of expectation. Original Phillips curve में there was no role of expectation. So how can we have original? अगर मैं theta equal to 1 करूं, I will get pi et is equal to pi t minus 1. This is augmented Phillips curve. कि ठीक है, इस ईयर का इन्फ्लेशन पिछले ईयर के एक्सपेक्टेशन पिछले ईयर की इक्वल है. But how can we have original Phillips curve having the role of expectation? Incorrect. That's not possible, right? So therefore, we can go ahead and say that it is an incorrect statement. The third one is incorrect. So this, I think, was a bit good question because many people will think कि ठीक है, this is original Phillips curve. No. So just mark answer C here because we need to tell which is not correct. Okay, go on and move to the next question now. Give this a try. Acha, this says which of the following statements is or are false. माने ये MSQ भी हो सकता है, MCQ भी हो सकता है. You need to check. It is not mentioned कि MCQ है या MSQ. You need to think about it. Now, एक एक करके बताओ. Tell me about statement A. Okay. The arbitrage pricing theory says that price which producers in different countries set for a particular product will be same. तो बेटा arbitrage का तो meaning ही है that prices should be different, isn't it? Arbitrage meaning is that prices should be different. So is this a correct statement? Is A true? सोचो एक बारी.